What's up, guys? This is Our Village Learning and Enrichment Center. Today, we're going to interview Krystal Peele, and
She's the author of a book called My Dear Little One.
so I hope you enjoy. It's a good one.
And in our interview, she shared with us a beautiful testimony about how she overcame and her faith, and about the impact that she hopes that her book or books could make on the world. We felt it was important for us to share this because if it takes a village to raise a child, we want to make sure that the village we're putting together is full of positive people. And so we're hoping that you can take something away that even as adults we can apply to our lives and make a positive impact on the world. So again, this book is called My Dear Little One. It's by Miss Krystal Peele, and it should be coming out on June 5th. You can find it on Amazon.com or MyDearLittleOne.com.
On the reason you wrote the book.
Well, my book was inspired by my daughter. She's 2. I do call her a teenager because she's 2 going on like 20 or something, but she definitely inspired the book in a lot of ways. Like, I was one of the people who desired to have children like a long, long, long time ago. But we had a problem conceiving, of course, and I did have a miscarriage. But prior to me having a miscarriage, I would see other people popping up pregnant, and I'm asking all the time, like, well, when is my turn? I want to have a baby too. Like, when is it going to be my time? But like I said, I did have a miscarriage. After having that miscarriage, I was floored. Like, I felt at that point like something I've waited so long for, it was just snatched from me, like in just a matter of weeks. So I was pretty floored. It was hard for me to go to baby showers. While I was happy for other people, I was torn on the inside, like just torn. Like, you have to be happy for other people. You can't just not be. But at the same time, nobody knows the agony that I feel on the inside. So when we did, there's the story about when we actually got pregnant. It's pretty long. It has like a kind of church meeting. I pretty much gave up hope. I had no faith in the area of conception at all. And we ended up going to a church service out of this, and the lady there I knew, and I really hadn't told anybody about the miscarriage. And, you know, she called this lady up and she told the lady, she was like, you desire something more than anything. She said, and God knows what that desire is. She said, you desire a baby. And she emphasized that word baby. And when she said that, something inside of me just broke all over again. I'm like, she's supposed to be telling me this. Why is it she's saying this to me? So I had a very selfish thought almost instantly out of my emotion. But once I was able to get myself together, I started praying for that lady because I could sympathize. I could empathize.
Yes.
I knew exactly what she was feeling firsthand with wanting that baby, like dreaming about something that when you wake up, it's not there. That reality of not having something that you desire. When me and my husband, when we were on our way home in the car, on the car ride, I said, what if we give faith another chance? I said, I've been defeated in the area of, conceiving. So what if we just give faith another chance? When we went home that night, we started planning the nursery. And I told him what I wanted in the nursery if we had a boy. He told me what he wanted. And we talked about what we wanted in the nursery when, if we were to have a girl. So we used our little Pinterest board. We had girl nursery, boy nursery. But in my heart, it was girl nursery all the way. So, I started calling what we knew we would call her name out in prayer. I just started, like, randomly through the house, I just started speaking her name in existence. Like, maybe a couple of weeks later, a month later, I decided, you know what? I need to take a pregnancy test. I don't know why, but I just kept snapping at my husband, like, just really bad.
Poor husband. Poor man.
Yes, I'm sure you can relate. But I snapped at him some kind of bad. We went out to eat earlier that day, and we went to Conky, and we were eating salads. You know how they bring your salads out before they bring the actual entree. So I ended up eating the tomatoes out of his salad. And mine, I was like, these are the best tomatoes. And I was never crazy about tomatoes, but I would eat them. And I ate all of the tomatoes. I'm like, Dad, I should get them to bring me some more tomatoes out. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to look like this person. I'll be fine. So anyways, we get home and we have this blowout argument about nothing. It was absolutely nothing. I was just on edge. So I was like, go get me a pregnancy test. He was like, what?
What is that?
Right. So he goes and he gets the test. And, I was testy also because my heart just kept beating fast like the entire day. I was like, what is wrong with me? So luckily, there's a Dollar Tree literally right behind where we live. So I didn't have to worry about rushing him. He was like, how many do you want me to get? I said 4. So he goes to the store. He comes back. He takes the test. And I'm like, wait. Okay. So I took it to him. I was like, here. He was like, is this real? I was like, I think so. So he was like, no. Go take another one. So I drank like 2 bottles of water. And we take another one. And there it is again. It's like positive. I'm like, here it is again.
Oh.
So mind you, I wanted to call the doctor's office that night, but they told me I had to wait 10 weeks before they would see me. So I'm like, 10 weeks? Really? But long story short, she is an answered prayer, and everything that I prayed about, even before conception, even before being married, even before, being at an age to where I would have wanted to have children, I have seen those things manifest in her. She's our miracle baby for sure, our rainbow baby. She knows scripture. We teach her scripture. We want to ingrain it in her. We don't want her to depart from it. But if she should, we know that she's coming back to it. Yeah. And she's 2. She reads sight words. Her being able to read sight words. She's able to read books. She can identify numbers. We're heading to the 30s right now. She can count, but with the identifying, she's able to identify up to about 26, 27 right now. So like I said, we're heading to 30s. Shapes, she knows her shapes up to an octagon. We're moving to nanogon and decagon. There are ways that you can teach your child, and they can learn when you understand what works for them. And if you see that they are advanced, you should really use that to your child's advantage and to your advantage, because they're sponges at the formative early stages. You can teach them and they will continue with an upward trajectory if you just, start to instill those things in them. I know that being able to teach her at home, I'm more comfortable. I can see what she's doing. I can pretty much set the path myself. We don't have anything to really measure her up against, and we can instill the core value, I am enough, as we're teaching her. And we get to kind of teach her what we want to teach her. She does lead. If there's something that she finds an interest in, we definitely take it by the horns and go. So we do allow her to take the lead on what she's learning, in a lot of cases. And then if she does something or makes a mistake in some way, we make that a teachable moment. So, and we're not learning all day. We have a set amount of time. Now, she is learning things throughout the day just from exploring the world around her, but it's not like, okay, you're going to be in mommy's preschool for 6 hours today or 5 hours today. We just do a little bit out the day. And she said, Mommy, I want to write my letters, or I want to write my name. Like after we're finished, I said, well, you don't have to, but because you want to, we will let you do that. So here's your paper and here's your pencil. And hey, while you're at it, draw Mommy a picture.
What's the connection between the book and your daughter?
It's not necessarily about her per se, but it is about her. It's about the things that I feel when I see her, when I saw her, when she entered the world. It's about the core values that we are instilling in her. It's about, allowing her to build on her imagination and fostering her curiosity and her, blossoming imagination. It's about teaching her to accept other people. It's about teaching her to see the gifts in other people. Like, just those core values that you learn early on that should make the world a better place.
Good
And
foundation.
a good foundation, that unconditional love between parent and child that you see that guides your children through life, no matter what they're faced with.
Well, I want to hear the book now. I really want to hear the book. So,
okay, so it's my dear little one. As you grow and learn life's lessons through seasons of change and everyday's blessings, always know this much is true. My dear little one, I love you.
Beautiful.
wow.
Wow.
Okay.
But I think what I enjoyed about the book was I had a perception before we heard that excerpt. And I thought it was going to be, your daughter's too. I thought it was going to be, okay. I thought it was going to be like, almost like Dr. Seuss, rhymey and stuff. But it wasn't so low that a child couldn't, grab the concept. But it was, I guess, how do I say, not complex, but it was broad enough where someone that was older could still enjoy it. Where it wasn't like, preschool.
And different genres too. Honestly,
I'm a grown up. I enjoyed it.
Would love to read the book. So some people say, well, this book is specific to this genre, but that book it's poetry. It's all of those things that anyone can get behind and want to follow. And even for guys, young men hearing that, is about making mistakes. And as Jess said, about you're not going to always be first place, and allowing you to still feel accomplished and just being who you are and accepting others.
Yeah.
It was really,
that was beautiful.
This is my heart to my child and the things I want to instill. And if my heart is this full, I can't imagine what other parents feel or what they would feel reading that, and reading those values and those things that will just speak to them, no matter where they are, no matter how old they become. They will always be our dear little ones. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this is a letter that will follow them throughout life.
Great. Was there anything else you wanted to?
I did want to ask her, since we're recording, do you plan to write any other?
I do actually have a second book called I Love Ballet. So that book is also inspired by her love for ballet. I do have 2 or 3 more titles that I pray that, the pages will fill. So hopefully there will be more books after this second.
I think I enjoyed, not everyone has the words to say to their children. Not everyone knows how to formulate good advice. Not everyone knows how to teach. I'll just put it like that. We talk about teachable moments and, how do you teach? But I enjoyed from the book that she put it into words where other parents who don't have that ability can just read this to their children. And give them a good sound advice that they can apply to their lives and prosper. I enjoyed that.
But I'll share something else with you both. I am an early bird. Sometimes I wake up and wonder if I actually slept. Like, there's a difference between getting sound sleep and that sleep where you feel like your eyes were open the whole night, but you just opened them. I don't know if you all can relate, but it's a real feeling for me. And my husband is the one who's always on the other side snoring like nothing else exists in the world. And I know it's in those moments, I just, that part, that mischievous part of me just wants to get the cold water, because I'm a little upset because I can't sleep like that. I just want to pour it on him, but I don't do that. But he always says, why are you up? Like, if he happens to wake up to go to the bathroom. But believe it or not, I started on this book at 4:00 in the morning. One morning, I just woke up and started writing. So don't despise those early morning wake ups when you can't sleep, because God is always speaking.
I don't know about writing a book.
Look,
So sometimes you
it's
get your
okay.
best inspiration when everything is just quiet.
Hey, Krystal, let everyone know what our village does.
Our village learns.
Yeah.